What's up, everybody? We
Hi,
are here
guys.
for our live stream.
We're excited to talk to you.
Yeah.
We were thinking about it. We're like, what kind of questions do we prepare for? But we are ready. We're ready for your questions, and we look forward to talking to you guys. Hope you all are having a great week, whether you're celebrating Christmas or you're just hanging out and you're off school. I miss winter break.
I do too. I kind of
We
wish
don't
we
get
had
winter break anymore.
No.
Awesome.
Hi guys, thanks for joining.
Hi
yeah,
everybody.
welcome.
We'll probably wait a little bit just to get more people to join. We'll start answering some of your guys' questions. But yeah, all right.
Awesome. Well, if you guys have any questions for us, let us know. We're here in our office at South Metro Fire Headquarters, so this is where we film all of our vlogs. It should look pretty familiar to you in the background. And we will have a vlog out this week as well, so stay tuned for that. We'll probably have that up on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, we'll do our patch shout-outs. Sorry, we've gotten a little bit behind on the patch shout-outs, but they're sitting over here on our desk so that we can say thank you to you guys and share those ones with you.
Yeah,
okay,
and I just saw a question about Fleet Friday, so we'll have another Fleet Friday here in another week or two. We're going to go to a new video schedule for our Season 2, and Season 2 is going to start after the first of the year, so probably sometime in January we'll have the next one up, and we'll do one per month. Yeah.
And if there's any specific apparatus that you guys want to see, we love hearing from you whenever you say, hey, I want to see this, I want to see how this works, because then it gives us a better idea of what we can provide you, what you guys can learn more about, and what stations we get to go visit next.
Yeah, and I did see a question on there if we are a part of the IAFF, and we are not union members, we're not firefighters, we're on the staff here at South Metro, so we're not IAFF members actually. Wow, and people joining from all over. That is so awesome. Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, hey,
I have
James.
terrible eyes, so if I start squinting at you guys, it's just me trying to read your questions.
And I did see, can we do Engine 40? Yes, we will have Engine 40 featured. It's one of our tandem axle pumper tankers, so we will definitely have that one featured.
Someone said hello from Israel. Thank you so much for joining us. This is great.
Yeah. Next on the list for Fleet Friday, we'll probably do Engine 40 next. We've had a lot of requests for that. And then Ladder 12, I think, for the Pirates of Broadway. We'll have Ladder 12 up after that.
Let's see. Yeah, seriously, everyone is from all over. This is the craziest thing, you guys. I mean, when Eric and I started our vlog, we didn't really know how far it was going to go, and it's just been amazing to see how far and wide, and to see all of you connect, because this is a great platform for you guys to talk and everything, too. So
yeah, and Chris, I just saw a question about hazmat vehicles. Hazmat 38 is on the Fleet Friday list already. Decon 17 is another hazmat vehicle, so we will feature that one coming up. It's not quite as exciting as Hazmat 38. It's a box truck, kind of looks like a moving truck with a 4-door cab, but it has a lot of really great equipment in the back. So we will feature that one, probably when it's warmer and when we can show what the decon equipment actually does.
someone asked just a little bit ago how many fire stations we have. We have 29 fire stations.
Soon to be 30. So
Yes.
if you hang out with us through season 2 next year, you'll see the progress on our 30th fire station, but it's actually station number 20. And that's being built in Highlands Ranch. It'll have brand new apparatus there. It's going to be awesome.
What are we doing for the holidays? I'm going to be in my pajamas, but I'm on call. So if there's a call, then I won't show up to the scene in my pajamas because I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Yeah, Connor and I alternate on call for the holidays. So one day she'll be on, one day I'll be on, and then we'll see what happens. And I did see a question about Red 3. Yes, we will feature Red 3 coming up this year as well.
Someone said, how long have you been a firefighter for? But to kind of clarify that question, Eric and I are actually not firefighters, but we have a lot of training for our job. But I started my job in February of this year, so I am brand new, and I have a lot that I've been learning this year.
Yeah, and I started as an explorer when I was 14 years old, and then I was a volunteer firefighter for a department that borders South Metro. I was a dispatcher for a long time and ran the 911 dispatch center, and then I've been a PIO for a few years here. So it's been a long time since I've been a firefighter myself, but we do go through a lot of that training. How many grass rigs? So brush trucks, we've got 11 brush trucks, and 3 of those are Type 3 engines. The rest of them are Type 6 engines. At South Metro, you have to be 14 years old to be an explorer. And for Fleet Friday, yeah, we'll definitely keep doing more of the special ops vehicles, and we'll show one of the newer battalion chief vehicles that we have in service too.
Yeah, that was a question.
I saw, do we have videos of explorers and Arapaho Rescue Patrol? We don't yet, but we're going to do that coming up in 2020 and show what the explorers and Arapaho Rescue Patrol do. It's a pretty cool role for teenagers.
Someone asked how many calls we've had so far this year in 2019, if we have a guesstimate.
Yeah, I think
so far.
We're right around 45,000 calls at South Metro. I'd have to look at the call numbers to see, but someplace in the 45,000 call range.
I think somebody asked about patches. If you guys want to trade any patches with us, just reach out to us on social media, and we can get your address and get a patch sent to you.
Definitely.
Yeah,
collection's growing.
It's insane. Yeah, it's literally from all over the world and all over the U.S.
So I just had a question, do we have hazmat ambulances? We don't have ambulances with hazmat equipment, but Medic 17 and Medic 37 often have hazardous materials technicians on those ambulances, and they will respond to hazmat calls. But they don't have any specific hazmat equipment on those vehicles. They just support the hazmat trucks when they get to the scene.
Someone asked if we have hazmat ambulances.
That's,
okay.
that
okay,
answer right
it.
there.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Alternate medical responses. So we have ARM 37, which is the Advanced Resource Medic, and it will respond to BLS calls, and it kind of acts like an urgent care on wheels. Mm-hmm. So they can do some testing, they can do stitches, they have a PA, they can write prescriptions, but we don't have like a BLS response model. It's just our normal EMS response, and then we add the Advanced Resource Medic for calls that patients don't need to go to the ER, they can be treated at home.
Someone asked what our plan is for hiring in this next year. So we actually just got out of a planning meeting about recruitment, and we plan to open up the process for the Fall Academy in January. So stay tuned for that. And the plan as of right now is to have 2 academies per year.
Exactly.
We have our next one starting up in February, I believe. Yes. We're bringing in brand new recruits. We just got through one a few weeks ago, and then we're bringing in brand new ones.
Yep. Wow, tons of questions, guys. This is awesome.
Sorry for missing some of them, but keep asking, and we'll keep on looking.
Yeah. How many trucks? So if you're talking about aerials, ladder trucks, we have 6 aerials in service at South Metro, and then 3 reserves. You don't have to be a paramedic to work at South Metro, but we do have ALS, so we hire both EMT basics and paramedics.
We do have Pulse Point. You guys can download the South Metro Pulse Point and see all the different calls that we have going on around the district, what they are, and then where they're happening. And there's actually a little speaker button where you can listen into our radio feed, so you can hear them actually being dispatched out in the radio traffic. Yeah,
and I did see a question about lateral hires. As of right now, South Metro has even lateral firefighters or firefighters with previous experience go through the full academy. It's something that I know the department is looking at, but as of right now, firefighters with experience still have to go through the 16-week academy.
Do we sell t-shirts? We do not sell t-shirts to the community. We just have them for line personnel. But if that ever changes, we'll be sure to let you guys know, so you can get some South Metro swag if we ever have it up for sale.
And we're going to have some changes to our hiring that'll be published first or second week of January. So stay tuned for that. There's more information on what the entry-level requirements are going to be. That information's not public yet, so we can't talk to you about it now, but it's really exciting. The requirements to be hired at South Metro will be changing, so stay tuned for that, and that'll be coming up in a couple weeks.
Awesome. I think someone asked if we can have a tour of one of the department one day, and on some of our videos already we have some tours of our fire stations, including Station 32, which is our newest fire station, so you can take a look back at one of our vlogs, but we plan to bring you more tours, types of things in the new year. Are we going to give anything away, or we're going to keep it a secret?
I don't know, let's keep it a secret.
Okay, we're keeping it a secret, but we have some new and exciting things we're going to start in 2020 with our videos.
Yeah, and I saw a question on there about why all the different numbers on our apparatus. If we only have 29 stations, why do we have numbers in the 40s and 30s and all that? It really goes back to the history of South Metro Fire, and Littleton Fire Rescue had numbers in the teens. Castlewood and the old South Metro Fire Rescue, before a bunch of mergers happened, was in the 30s. And then Parker Fire was actually in the 70s. We changed them over to 40s. And then Cunningham Fire, who we merged with 2 years ago, they were in the 60s series of numbers, and we renumbered them to the 20s. So now we have Station 11 through Station 47, and some missing numbers in between there that we have to make up. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't go from 1 to 29. It's all just kind of historical numbers that we stuck with because everybody knew where those numbers were and how the stations worked. But as an outsider looking in, it looks extremely confusing because it's not just the standard engine 1 through engine 29.
Someone asked about a dispatch tour, and in one of our unscripted episodes, we went through Metcom, which is our dispatch center, and it's actually housed in the same building that we're in right now. So we're on the main level, and then our whole dispatch center, Metcom, is downstairs, and so they are super important to us. And you can kind of get a feel of their daily life as a dispatcher and what it's like for them on one of our unscripted episodes. Actually, a few of them. We've covered Metcom a few times.
And we'll keep doing that. We'll do a day in the life of dispatch too, so you can see more of what their whole day looks like rather than just a little bit of a window in there.
Someone asked what happened to Chief Jackson. We actually had a really tough week.
We did.
This past week. We had a line of duty death funeral for Chief Jackson after his 6 years of battling cancer. So that was extremely powerful, and we got so many messages from all of you of support, and we really appreciate that because Chief Jackson is an absolute legacy for our fire department and the community as well.
Yeah, and he passed away early Monday morning of last week, so we've been really slow to get back to your messages, and we apologize for that.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us, and especially on Instagram. I know we have a lot of them that are hanging out there that we need to get back with you, and we will certainly do that. But just so you know, that took up the majority of our week this week, and we will include that in our vlog this week too, so you can see what the line of duty death funeral was like and some of the details that went into that.
Someone said, "What is your favorite Christmas meal?" I love food. I like the treats. I like the cookies and cake and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, does that count? Because I usually eat desserts first. Absolutely, all the cookies.
Yeah. Favorite Christmas movie? Die Hard, of course.
Mine's Elf. I love Elf.
That's a good movie.
Actually, I have a lot of favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation is always really good too.
How many fire trucks total does South Metro have? I don't know. I would have to do some counting on that. But trucks in the way of aerials, which our aerials are often called trucks, we have 6 of those in service, frontline, and then 3 reserves. The app is called Pulse Point Respond, Android and Apple. You can check out your app stores and download that for free. And then you can follow South Metro Fire.
Someone is asking, I know we answered it before, but where are the Fleet Fridays? We're going to continue bringing you guys more Fleet Fridays in the weeks and in the year to come. So just stay tuned for those.
Yeah, and I've seen dive training pop up a couple times here. We will definitely cover more of the dive team and what they do. We'll probably have some ice rescue training coming up in the next couple weeks, and so we'll do that. That's more surface-based, and then when the weather's nicer, we can cover more of the scuba diving when they're out in open water.
Wow, they're coming in so fast.
They are.
We're trying to keep track.
A Christmas light show with apparatus. I don't know if we can make that one happen in the next couple days.
There are some of our apparatus that have some lights and some decorations on them.
That's
some
true.
Wreaths, which is pretty fun. The crews get into the Christmas spirit, which is fun.
Yeah. The new paint scheme is going to be black over red, which is following what Littleton Fire Rescue was before our departments merged. So most of the new apparatus that you see come in will have the black over red.
Someone is asking what our favorite rigs are, and I copied Eric. So I'm going to let Eric answer first, and I'm going to say ditto. So.
Yeah, it's ladder 12 for me. It's a really awesome looking rig, and then the creativity that the crews put into there with their pirate theme is just really awesome. So we'll feature that in a Fleet Friday too.
The Black Pearl. It's fun.
Yeah. Calls per day for South Metro. It's in the neighborhood of 130, 150 calls a day is an average day for South Metro.
Someone asked, what did you go to college for? So I went to the University of Missouri, actually for something, completely different, pretty much. I went to school for broadcast journalism, so I was in news for 7 years, and then I made the jump to be a PIO, and it's honestly been the best decision I've ever made in my career. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and for me, I actually didn't go to college, and I was a volunteer firefighter, went straight into dispatching. Got appointed to the PIO position, but what's really great at South Metro is that you don't necessarily have to be hired with a college degree before you start here. South Metro has tuition reimbursement. So as long as you're passing your classes, the fire department will actually pay for your degree, which is really awesome.
Someone asked if we have a helicopter. We actually have a contract with Douglas County, and anytime we need to use their helicopter for any wildland fires that we have or anything that we need to contract with them. They actually own the helicopter though.
So Douglas County contracts, it kind of depends on the year, but they'll contract with different fire providers for helicopter service, and a lot of times they'll have a dedicated helicopter in the county for fire suppression. From an air medical standpoint, we don't have our own air medical helicopters, but we have one that's based in our district at Skyridge Medical Center, and that's Air Life Denver. That's who we use most of the time, and then there's another company called Flight for Life, and so occasionally we will call them for transports if needed.
Someone asked if we have a fire truck parade, and the one I can think of recently in downtown Littleton, we have the fire muster every year, and that's not just our rigs, but actually rigs from all across the state. I don't know if it went out of state this year, but that was kind of a big parade in downtown Littleton that's really fun in the summertime.
Yeah. Metcom vehicles, there's 3 SUVs, and then IDT 2, which we did a Fleet Friday on, so they have 4 vehicles total there. What is Dive 3 like? You can check out the Fleet Friday playlist. It's awesome. It's an old heavy rescue from New York. It's a really cool rig.
Someone's asking if we can do a fan meetup.
We should do that. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, we will mill that around in our heads. That would actually be really cool for us to. We love interacting with you guys, and it would be fun to see you in person and kind of put names to faces, if you will.
Yeah. Question about with mergers, do we keep the apparatus? Most of the time we do. Sometimes there's redundancies in the apparatus. So like with our Littleton Fire merger, a lot of the older Littleton apparatus were sold, but some of them we have kept.
Someone's asking about an office tour. I'm going to clarify. Do you mean our office or? Let's see. We'll see. Yeah, just wondering what you mean by an office tour. Oh, yes.
Yes. As in our office. Okay.
You want to see our office? Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
we got some cool stuff in here.
My helmet is an N5A with a Boston brim on it. And we don't have our own paramedic training at South Metro. South Metro does teach an EMT basic course, but we are going to do more with paramedics coming up in some of the upcoming Day in the Life episodes. So stay tuned for that, and we'll show more EMS. It's really hard because we're bound by medical privacy laws, so actual EMS calls are really, really hard for us to capture on video and show you something meaningful. But we'll do our best to show you the training and the tools and equipment that the paramedics have.
So someone asked about fire marshal. So we have one fire marshal, and then we have the whole fire marshal's office with our investigators, or the bureau, everything. And then we have, is it 2 assistant fire marshals?
2 deputy fire marshals.
Oh, deputy fire marshals, okay.
And I don't think we have any Orlando fire patches.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we'd love some.
Ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just joining in, we love to trade patches with you guys. So just connect with us on social media. We can get your address and get one sent to you.
Yeah. I saw a question about leather helmet policies. So leather helmets are allowed at South Metro. Individuals have to buy their own helmet, but there's a stipend. So roughly the same cost that a standard composite helmet would cost the department to provide to someone. They will give an individual that money to help to purchase a leather helmet every 10 years, I think. Yeah. No Oklahoma City fire patch either.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Our rank is public information officer, so we don't fall in line with like lieutenant or captain. It's an entirely different staff rank.
Someone asked a little bit ago how many PIOs we have. So Eric and I are our full-time PIOs, and then we also have 2 part-time PIOs as well. So we have 4 of us.
And for patch trades, you can send us an email if you go to the About tab on our YouTube page. There's the email address on there, and then our mailing address is there as well, but you can direct message us on Instagram, on Twitter, or Facebook, and that works well. Internship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's see. Do you mean internship for PIO, or because we don't actually have an internship for PIOs?
Yeah.
At this time.
Canines affiliated with South Metro, we do have a couple different ones. So we have 2 emergency support canine dogs, which are there for mental wellness, and they're on duty. We'll probably have 2 more coming online, hopefully in the coming year. And then we have a firefighter engineer who's on FEMA's USAR task force in Colorado, and he has canines for scent during collapses and also for cadaver detection. I think we actually have 2 members. I take that back. So we have 2 firefighters who are on FEMA's urban search and rescue team, and they have canines for the USAR purpose.
Somebody asked, do you have any recommendations for joining South Metro? We actually get that question a lot, and the best part is we have so many firefighters from different backgrounds that come to us, and so we could kind of go more in depth on that. But if you go to South Metro's website, you can click on the recruitment tab, and that'll show you all the requirements that you need, and then you can get back in touch with us if you have any specific questions about a path beforehand, and we can maybe help guide you a little bit better.
Yeah, and I just saw a day in the life of a firefighter suggestion. That is actually going to be our next one coming up soon.
That's on our list.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. What can you expect from the channel in the future? Well,
we can't tell you everything. We gotta keep you guys, we gotta keep you guys guessing a little bit. It's fun.
We're definitely keeping Fleet Friday. We'll have vlogs and then the new day in the life. So you'll have a new day in the life with some role at South Metro once a month, and a Fleet Friday once a month for sure, and then a vlog in between those. And then as special stories come up, we might bring back some unscripted episodes, but for now, the day in the life is kind of going to replace those.
Someone asked, I kind of like this question,
Yeah.
what is your dream PIO rig?
Oh man, if money wasn't an option,
Yeah, let's say money's not an option.
I think a Ford Raptor would be a good way to go. It's pretty fast. Get off road to the Wildland fires pretty well. Yeah, that'd be mine.
I'm really old school, and this isn't going to make any sense, but I'd get a VW bus that went really fast, and I'd probably have my dog in there somewhere. Belted in.
I wasn't expecting that.
I know. See, it doesn't make sense, but, if it, the dream, right? So if it's a dream, it probably,
It would look good with a roto-ray on the front of the VW bus, though.
Yeah,
That'd
it'd be cool.
Yeah. Do we go on 211 calls and higher? So I think you're talking about a second alarm. We actually go to all working structure fires, including second alarms. So we go on quite a few calls. The blue line on the doors is in support of law enforcement on the South Metro apparatus. Do we take artwork from fans? Absolutely. If you have some artwork you want to send us, we would gladly take it.
We
Put
could
it up in our office.
Our wall.
Sure, you bet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Truck companies. So yeah, traditionally the towers or the ladder in our district will assume truck company roles on fire scenes. It's really officer discretion when they arrive at a working fire if they're going to pull a line or not, and it's situational. It's really a gray area on what they choose to do. But generally, yes, the truck companies are staffed with 4, and they'll split 2 and 2 on residential fires. Usually go all in on commercial fires and take kind of the traditional truck company roles.
Somebody asked, this will be a good question for Eric, if there's any requirements for to be an explorer.
Oh, I know that's on our website. So 14 years old, and then they may have a GPA requirement for students that are in high school to maintain a minimum GPA to be in the program. But 14 is the age limit, and then they'll do a testing process. You get on as an explorer, and you can ride along, go on calls, and it's really, really great training. All of so Ladder 12 and all of the towers at South Metro are considered quints. So that means they have a water tank, they have a pump, and they do have hose lines, so they can do fire attack. They're not just a straight truck company.
Oh, someone just said thank you for the awesome content. Thank you for
Yeah,
tuning
thank
in.
you.
We really appreciate that. We do have an Instagram. It's South Metro PIO.
Yep.
Yes.
South Metro PIO.
Follow us on Instagram too, please.
Twitter's pretty good too. I know there's not a lot, especially the younger crowd doesn't really dig Twitter that much, but that's where we do our breaking news coverage. So if you want to see what's happening right now, like if you're following Pulse Point and you see a working fire, if you follow South Metro PIO on Twitter, you will see our updates from the scene as soon as we get on scene. Usually we put up video and photos pretty quick from what's going on.
Someone asked if we work with volunteer firefighters. We are full-time fire department, but we also have different fire departments in our district that we will work with and dispatch for that are volunteer departments.
Yeah. What is my favorite medic unit? I like the 4x4 medic units. So right now, Medic 21s is pretty cool right now. It's a 4x4 Ford pickup chassis. I like that one.
I like Medic 11 because it's one of the is
It's
it the
the
same
big
thing?
one.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
one. I probably couldn't drive it though. There's no way. It's like driving a very big boat or something.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they can drive those around.
Yeah. No, neither of us have children.
No.
But we have.
I have a dog. We have
I have a cat, she
furry
has a dog.
children.
Yeah.
Does that count?
I think that counts. Yeah.
My dog's name's Ember, so if you know in the fire department,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Ember. It's kind of ridiculous, but.
Yeah.
Do you have whirlpool fire patches?
Mm-mm,
No,
we
I don't
do
think
not.
so. Mm-mm. Why are we crying? Does it look like we're crying?
I'm not crying.
Oh, maybe it's because we're crying out of happiness.
Yeah.
It looks like we're crying. Maybe our eyes look a little. Maybe it's because
Maybe.
the light is kind of bright.
Yeah.
My face looks shiny.
Can we follow a wildland deployment? I would like to. So it kind of depends on the public information officers for the incident where our crews are deployed to. But yes, that is a goal of ours, is to follow one of our crews during a deployment. They usually do a pretty good job sending us back photos and videos from the fires, but if we can do more, then we will do that.
Somebody's asking about ride-alongs. So we do have a ride-along process that you just have to contact our department, go through a few steps, and then you can get put into a station where you can do a ride-along.
Yep, you can check out southmetro.org, and then there's the I Want To tab, and Ride Along is on there, so you can go through the process and sign up. I don't think we have a Vancouver patch, do we?
Yeah. We have.
I don't think so.
No. Mm-mm.
And yes,
don't
we
think so.
we will do a Fleet Friday on one of the smaller two-door ambulances coming up too. Do you follow other emergency YouTubers? Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
So Miami PD we follow, New Zealand Police we follow for their vlogs, Chico Police with their vlog series, and then I follow a bunch of different fire buffs out there from all over the place that do recordings. So we've got some local ones too. Colorado Fire Buff
Yeah.
is one of them. There's a couple of them here that are local that buff our apparatus, which is pretty cool.
One place in the world to go to. Where would you go to? Ooh, I like that question.
Yeah, what do you think?
Okay, I'd say New Zealand. I've always been into Australia and New Zealand. My Siri is an Australian person, and they have the greatest accents, and they're the greatest people. So
Yeah.
probably there.
Mine would be Australia. So
Oh man.
yeah, we'll take a plane and then you can take a boat. That'll work.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah.
You said Eric can take his if you had a plane.
If I had a plane. You can send a patch to our address. It's on the About tab of our YouTube page. Do you watch NFL? That was a question.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Go Broncos. The Broncos won. We beat the Lions.
I really don't watch football.
And my college that I went to, Drew Lock was the quarterback there, so I'm a little biased. Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Broncos.
Command vehicles. So we've got 6 pickup trucks that are battalion chief and district chief cars. And then we do have a mobile command post as well. It's at Station 32, and we share it with Greenwood Village Police.
Do you think you can upload helmet cams?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually do have those in some of our vlogs that we've posted. Helmet cam video is really neat. It's a different perspective that I know you guys really like to see.
Yeah, and I saw a question in there about what will be at Station 20. We're going to have Engine 20, so it'll be a Type 1 engine, and Brush Engine 20, which will be a Type 3 engine, so it'll be one of our Wildland trucks. No medic unit there, so it'll probably start with 3-person staffing on the engine, and then as soon as we progress out with our 4-person staffing, it'll have 4 firefighters there, and they'll cross-staff the brush truck.
White Valley Volunteer, I don't think we do have any of those.
My dream job at the time when I was a kid was to be a firefighter paramedic, and then when I became an explorer and saw what paramedics have to do, I completely changed my mind. I thought it was a good idea at first, and I love what our paramedics do. I just don't want to be the person to do it. So I feel like I have my dream job now. I don't know what you think.
My original job in news was originally, I'd say, my dream job. That was my go-to, but things change in life, and you change, and I wanted to stay in Colorado, didn't want to keep moving around all over the place. And I can very definitely say that this is my dream job and my dream place and people to work with.
Yeah. I thought it went by really quick, but question about ride-alongs from people from Germany. And yeah, actually, I think we have some German ride-along folks that are going to be here for the next 2 weeks. And so definitely we can have riders from out of the country.
Any plans for mergers with other departments? Good
Nope.
question.
None on the horizon right now. Do we ever go on medical calls? So typically not, But as PIOs, we do have to respond to major medical emergencies, and usually that means that it's an MCI. At South Metro, a small MCI or small mass casualty incident means that there's 5 patients or more. Medium is like 6 or more, and then a large MCI is like 15. So if we have something like that where there's a lot of people hurt, then we'll go to medicals.
Someone asked if we go actually into the structures for fires. So no, we are not actually going in. We aren't actually wearing any of the gear to go in there. But we have our cameras on the outside. We always make sure to be our own safety officer in a way, because as you're on scene and you are around dangerous things that are happening, you got to watch out for yourself. So we keep a safe distance, but at the same time we are right there on the scene and capturing what's happening.
And I've seen the question pop up a few times on Christmas traditions at South Metro. I really don't know of anything specific. Usually family and friends will go visit the station and have a meal with the crew that's on duty. A lot of times our fire trucks will have Christmas wreaths on the front. Tower 18 is kind of the unique one. They usually have a Santa Claus and something else. They have two figures that stand on the front bumper of the truck. So that comes to mind. And then usually Station 43 has a pretty cool Christmas tree, and they put a lot of work into that to light it up and have cool decorations there.
We also have a few stations that will collect toys for organizations for kids in need, like Toys for Tots. So that's also a cool way for our firefighters to work with the community to get some toys for kids who otherwise wouldn't have them at this time of year.
And I saw the question, do we have any tillers? South Metro does not have any tillers.
Those are so cool.
We did build Station 32 specifically large enough to house a tiller if the Operations Bureau ever decides to go that direction. There's only one tiller in the state of Colorado that I'm aware of, and that's Greeley Fire Department Truck 1, which is up in northern Colorado. So we don't get to run on calls with them, but they're the only ones that have it.
Someone asked who's PIO 10, who's PIO 11. It makes us laugh when you guys are guessing who it is, but Eric is 10, I'm 11.
And then Nikki, who is one of our part-time PIOs, is PIO 12. And Kim, who's another part-time PIO, is number 13. Requirements for being a PIO. You want to hit on that?
Requirements.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I came in with a communications background, so I have a bachelor's degree, but you do not have to have that to be in this role. But I think just a lot of what we work with, it's camera work with still photography, work with editing video, knowing how to post on social media, how to monitor those channels. So a lot of what we do is communicating internally as well as externally, and coordinating with the media. So anytime we need to send out a release of information, what we can share, what we can't share. So really, I mean, my background is completely in communications and how to do that with the community.
Let's see, which one of us was on the tender accident? I was on the tender accident, and so was Kim. Kim is part-time with us, and she's also a volunteer PIO with Franktown, and it was their tender that got in the accident. So we were both on scene of that call. What's the difference between a firefighter, paramedic, and a fire medic? They're kind of used interchangeably, so it's the same thing. It's a person who's a firefighter and a paramedic, and they do both roles. We don't have a mass casualty ambulance bus. Just respond with medic units. Do we travel to other countries to see how they do things? We haven't done that in an official capacity. I personally am a big fire buff, so I've traveled to different places in the country to take photos of their fire scenes and see how they do things. It's a really great way to learn. Auto aid means we have agreements with neighboring fire departments, and we automatically respond to help them, and they automatically respond to help us. I just saw the difference between an EMT and a paramedic. Really, it's just the level of training. EMTs have less training. They're basic life support. Paramedics go through a ton of training, and they provide advanced life support.
Someone asked if we have PIO vehicles, and yes, we do. We have vehicles that have light bars so that we can be seen. They have sirens in them, as well as MDTs, so we can route and assign to calls. When we respond at night or outside of normal work hours, Eric and I can both respond from our houses.
I saw somebody ask about FDIC. This year I will be teaching a 4-hour workshop there, so I'll be at FDIC. And then Connor and I are thinking about putting in for a presentation, joint presentation for FDIC 2021. So we may both be there. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't think we have any Maryland patches.
No.
No.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think we have any. I know I keep on looking. They're probably like, "Where are you looking?" It's our patch wall is right here in our office, and we put it on old Wildland hose. So everyone knows when I am nailing the hose into the wall at the office. Like, what's happening?
Let's see here.
The dispatch center video called. It should be in our unscripted episodes. So it should be one of the most recent ones. So I just go check the unscripted playlist.
Yeah. We fill the SCBA bottles with compressors at a few of our different fire stations, so it's not oxygen, it's just ambient air. What is your favorite fire station?
Is that the same as 12's for your favorite?
12's is pretty
apparatus?
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I would say favorite station. I don't know. I like Station 32. It's the newest, but I really like how the doors fold open this way. And
yeah, the bifold doors are cool.
It's a really nice, great station. Lots of cool pictures on the wall too, just showing the history of the station as well as our department too.
Yeah. Yeah, 12's is pretty cool. I think Station 33 is probably one of my favorites. It's small. You're never more than like 50 feet away from the apparatus floor. It just kind of has more of an older feel to it.
Sorry, we're reading.
Yeah, for ride-along requests, just go through the website for the I want to and fill out the online form regardless of where you're from. It's okay. And then I saw a question about the engine for Station 20. The plan is to order a new Pierce Velocity puck engine, which is our standard now for engine 20.
Someone asked what Ops 3 is on Pulse Point, and those are our operations channels through our dispatch center. So when there's a larger call and we kind of need to get off the main channels that are being dispatched, that's a place where everybody can go and they can communicate more clearly for that incident.
Yeah. Yeah, we love our job, and as far as like training to fight fires, we're not trained to fight fires, but we do go through a lot of wildland training specifically so that we know how to keep ourselves safe when we're out at wildland fires. The intent isn't for us to actually do fire attack, but just to understand what the fire's doing and keep ourselves safe, and also to be able to explain it to the public and the news media about what's happening.
Do you ever get fans at fire stations?
Yeah,
absolutely. We've met fans before, and I say fans. That sounds so sad. We've met some of you before. And we've had people in our district go and visit our stations. Our firefighters are awesome, and they can provide tours of the bays and the rest of the stations. So we love connecting with you guys.
Yeah. Question about the fire marshal's office. We are going to include them in the day in the life. The first role will probably be the fire investigators. So stay tuned for that. We'll try and follow them through a fire investigation so you can see what they do there.
Kansas City patch.
No, we don't have a Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas patch. Yeah. Will we consider getting a mass casualty bus? That's really not a thing here. I know it's big on the East Coast, but we don't have any in Colorado. There's some like MCI trailers that I've seen at the airport, and I think City of Denver has them, but we just don't haven't identified a need to buy one, so it's not in the plans right now. What radios do you carry? We use Motorola APX portable radios.
Chicago Fire Department.
Ooh, we don't have a Chicago patch. That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we take gifts from the public? So we can. The department ethics policy restricts what we can accept. So if it's a small gift, if it's like someone who's baked something for us, or its monetary value is relatively insignificant, then yes, we can accept gifts. Do you guys have EMT training? We're not trained as EMTs. We can go through EMT school if we want to, but every employee at South Metro has to be trained in professional rescue or CPR, so using AEDs and doing CPR. And on Pulse Point, all the units are on there. So it's not just ops channels, but it's our vehicles and then any vehicles from other fire departments that are responding with us. Do we respond with Denver? Occasionally we do. Our medic units respond into the city of Denver a lot with Denver Fire Department to back up Denver Health. And then occasionally we will call Denver Fire Department to come and help us on major incidents.
Someone asked about fire helmets overseas versus U.S. fire helmets.
Yeah.
I actually traveled to Ireland and got to see the fire helmets over there, and they do look different. But it was really interesting to see the differences that you guys have and that we have. I loved seeing that. I love seeing the similarities as well as the differences between fire departments here and overseas.
Connor's been a PIO. She started part-time last August, so
He's stuck with me.
a year or so, and now I'm stuck. And then I've been a PIO since 2013. End of 2013 is when I started as a part-time PIO, and I went full-time in 2017. Some firefighters prefer to have the Bork visors on their helmet, and some don't. Some people think they're in the way. I like them on my helmet. They work really well. Do firefighters get to select their station? That's a great question.
I bet all of them wish they could select
Yeah.
their station.
Yeah,
specifically.
It's kind of seniority based, so you can bid for the fire station. Some of our fire stations have special teams, and so you have to have a commitment to the special team to work there. So the newer you are, the less likely you are to be able to pick the fire station that you work at. We don't have the MABUS, the mutual aid box alarm system, for anything in Colorado. We do have a strike team program in the 7-county metro area where we can call up a structural strike team or wildland strike team or task force for fires, but we don't have anything for special ops. It's only fire based.
Someone asked what kind of gear do we use. On scene, we do have the safety gear that we need, whether that be at, let's say, a car crash. We always wear our traffic vest, but then if we're on scene of a fire, we have our helmet. We've got our bunker gear. We don't actually wear CBAs on scene, but we do have masks if there is a lot of smoke or something that we need to kind of cover our face. We do have those materials as well, and it's different also for Wildland too.
Yeah, it is. How many fire alarm calls turn out to be real versus false alarms? It's a small percentage turn out to be working fires, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a false alarm. Sometimes our alarm activations are because they did what they were supposed to do. There was smoke from burnt food or a burned up motor, or an HVAC system had a problem and it set off the alarm. So it's not really a false alarm because the alarm system worked. I think there's a higher frequency of just a small problem created the alarm. But it's very few times do we get a call for an alarm activation and we find a working fire on arrival.
Somebody asked, where's Fan 3 now? Fan 3 is so cool.
It's at Station 22 now.
Yeah.
So they had to make room at Station 42 for a bigger brush truck to fit in the bay, because right now they had been assigned a 2-door brush truck. They're getting a 4-door one, and the fan wouldn't fit there anymore. So the fan is at Station 22. We don't have a Cleveland patch yet, I don't think. What did you miss? You missed a ton. We're 43 minutes in.
But welcome. welcome here.
Yeah.
I think you can rewatch this.
You can totally
You can
rewatch
rewatch it. So
Yeah.
if any of you are joining a little bit later, you can rewatch and hopefully we answer your questions. But if not, you can always ask us any questions that you guys have.
Did
I go through Fire Academy? No, I did not. But I covered the 16 weeks of Fire Academy. So part of me kind of feels like I went through some of the motions of it. Some mornings getting up early for PT to film them, and some of the long days. But that was such a cool series, and I'm thankful to the Academy for being open to doing that.
Yeah. Question on Pulse Point, Metcom Ops, and BOG, and then are there any other units that don't exist? No, everything else that you see on there should be a real thing, like a real vehicle of some kind. We haven't gotten any FDNY patches yet either, but that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Yep. Difference between a captain and a fire marshal, it's kind of two different career paths. Captain is in charge of a fire station and assigned to either an engine or a tower, and the fire marshal's office is a civilian role. They're not line firefighters. The fire marshal himself, he is at a chief level rank, and then the deputy fire marshals, that's just a rank of its own. Kind of similar to a captain, but they don't, they're not identified as actual captains.
Someone asked, what address do you send patches to? I'll go. Should I go slowly?
Sure.
Let's see. It's 9195 East Mineral Avenue. That's Centennial, Colorado, 80112.
And make sure it's addressed to the PIO office because there's a lot of people in our building. And then we also have the address on the About tab. So you can check it out there if you missed that. Yep, look at that.
You got it.
Perfect.
Oh, that was great. Good job.
Yeah.
You got the address.
Who's on call now? I'm on call now.
Yeah, I get one more night for me. I gotta do Christmas shopping. I procrastinate. I procrastinated. I gotta fill my dog's stocking.
Do you play Fortnite? That was a question.
Do I play Fortnite?
Yeah.
No, my sister does though. My sister's 17. She knows all the cool stuff.
I don't
Do you play Fortnite, Eric?
I don't. But it was a couple months ago we found out that someone created a South Metro world in Roblox.
It is so neat.
And,
if you guys
yeah.
play that game, you should check it out because they actually created stations
Mhm.
where you can put on gear and you can walk around, and it is beyond mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
How old are you?
Oh geez. I am 35.
I am 27.
Yeah, we're old.
We are old.
South Metro does not have any airplanes.
Oh man, that would be so neat.
It would be
if
cool
we
though.
did.
Mhm. What's the best part about being a PIO? I think the best part is that we get to go to the most diverse and biggest and complex incidents in the district, and we get to be there for everything that happens.
Yeah, and every day is something new. You know, some days can be slower, but some days can be very fast-paced, and I think it's it always keeps us on our toes, and we're not always stuck in our office all the time. As cool as it is to be in here,
Yeah.
we get to be around our district as well.
Yeah. And I saw somebody ask a question, can we do a review on codes? What do you mean by codes? Which codes? Do we have a Pierce Quantum? No, we have no Pierce Quantums at South Metro.
Yes, so when we are at home, if there's a call that we need to go to, when we're on call, we will just drive from wherever we are and respond to that call.
How old do you have to be to do a ride-along? 18?
18, yeah, I think it's 18.
18. Yeah, we will definitely feature Fire Explorers and Arapaho Rescue Patrol. Oh, like Code 3. So we try and stay away from codes and just use plain language. Usually you'll just hear us say emergent or non-emergent. So emergent if we have license sirens on and non-emergent if we don't. You may still hear Code 4 on the radio sometimes, and that means that the scene is okay or the scene is safe for our firefighters to go in. But we don't use any other codes outside of that.
Someone asked, what's our favorite movie?
Favorite movie?
Mine is Almost Famous. Yeah, it's my favorite.
I don't know if I have a favorite movie, to be honest.
It's a hard question.
It
There's so
is.
many
That's
good
a-
movies out there.
That is a
It's a
really
great
hard
question, though.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's a
I
good.
kinda like
You can't go wrong
Ghostbusters.
with that one.
Yeah, or Back to the Future. Maybe it's a
Yes.
tie. I like those. The community event that's going on, you probably see that on Pulse Point, and this time of year, Park Meadows Mall is insane. So if you're from Colorado, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not from Colorado, we have this huge mall, and
Everyone's there right now.
everyone is there. So we actually have a paramedic and an EMT that staff bicycles, and they get to go to emergency medical calls in the mall and in the parking lots around there. Station 34 is usually the first station that responds there, but it takes so long to fight through traffic that the bike medics will go, and then they'll figure out if they need to bring the tower all the way into the scene, or if the bike medics and the medic unit can just handle it. So we have paramedics hanging out at the mall, waiting just in case something happens. Hopefully it doesn't.
Someone asked, what is the name of the Roblox game? I believe it's South Metro. If you
it's-
search,
South Metro area.
yeah, if you search South
Yeah.
Metro, then you should be able to find it.
Yeah. What apparatus complement do we send on a box alarm? An unconfirmed structure fire gets 2 engines, 1 aerial, 1 medic unit, 1 battalion chief, and 1 safety officer. And then a confirmed or a working fire, For a residential structure gets 2 engines, another chief, and another medic on top of that. Then for multifamily or commercial fires, for a working fire, it's a much bigger response. We get the rescue, 2 aerials, 4 engines, 2 medics, 2 battalion chiefs, the EMS supervisor, and a safety officer.
What he said.
What's the most calls I've responded to in a 24-hour period? I think 6. 6 was my record, and that was dry day, wildland season, lots of brush fires.
How old do you have to be a firefighter?
Well, officially right now it's 21, but you may want to stay tuned
Yes, stay tuned.
in a few weeks to see if that changes. We heard a rumor that it might. Yeah.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're getting pretty deep into this now. So
Thank you guys so
Yeah,
much
thanks
for
for
all of your
joining
great,
us.
great questions. Great. I almost said great questions.
wait. Oh, thank you. We really appreciate you guys all hanging out with us, and stay tuned. Later this week, we'll have our last vlog of 2019, which will end our season number 1.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna mix it up a little bit, and we'll have a new intro for season 2, which is pretty sweet. Some different music, because we've had that request too. So we'll have different music in those videos, and
Oh, they're getting
Yeah.
sick of the music. Man.
I've heard that from a couple people. That's
Yeah,
okay.
well,
It was time
hey,
to change.
Yeah, now that
Yeah.
we're ending the year, we'll give you something that's new and exciting for 2020.
Yeah, what's in the next video? So the vlog this week, we're gonna talk about Chief Jackson and his line of duty death funeral, and then also a really serious structure fire that Connor and I responded to on Saturday morning. It was a really serious fire with people trapped. Somebody's been arrested in connection with that fire, and really incredible job by all the crews on scene from South Metro and West Metro both. And we'll show you some dash cam that nobody has seen yet from Battalion 1 that is unbelievable.
Awesome.
So
guys.
we are going to sign off, but thank you for spending this part of your day with us. We really appreciate that. And this isn't going to be the last time. we go
No,
live.
this
I
has
think
been
we'll-
cool.
we'll
This has
keep
been
doing
really
this.
neat. So thank you guys again
Yeah.
for your questions.
Awesome. Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.